Books of original entry. Now students, what are books of original entry? As the name suggests, these are books in which entry is recorded for the first time. Books in which entry of a transaction is recorded for the first time. Now students, how and what prompts an accountant to actually make an entry? Let us recall the process of accounting, and we had studied that for every transaction source documents are prepared. Source documents. Now students, if a transaction takes place, any voucher, bill or any transfer voucher is created. This document is then transferred to accountant, and upon receiving this source document, the accountant then makes an entry in the book. Makes an entry. Now students, we all know now that entry does not mean just writing like a paragraph. It means proper application of rules. So now this entry is made in a particular book which is referred to as journal. So the first principal book that we are going to do is journal. What is a journal? Students, journal can be classified as a book of original entry in which the entries are made in chronological order. The definition of journal is a book of original entry in which transactions are recorded in a chronological order. That is, as and when they occur. The entries that take place first up are recorded first up, and then the remaining transactions are recorded. Now students, how does a journal look like? There is a format to journal. The format is like this. It must be headed as journal. It has various columns to it. The leftmost column is the column for date. That is the date on which the transaction has taken place, for which the entry is being recorded here. The second column is particulars. Width-wise, it is the largest column. It is the column in which actually the transactions are recorded. That is, after applying the rules, the accounts are then debited and credited. Then we have a small column for ledger folio. LF. LF I am writing here, it stands for ledger folio. Then there are two columns for amounts. One is debit and credit. The debit amounts would be recorded in the debit column and the credit amounts would be recorded in the credit column. Do not forget to mention the rupee sign here, since these are amounts. These are not just figures, these are amounts, so it must be mentioned with the sign of rupee. Now students, just to recall it, journal is a book of original entry in which all the transactions are recorded in chronological order. This is the format of journal. The left hand side is date, that is the date on which the transactions take place. Then we have particulars column. It is the largest column width wise, in which actual transactions are recorded, that is the accounts to be debited and credited. Then we have ledger folio, that is to record account numbers and various other details. Debit and credit columns, these are two columns for amount in which the amounts to be debited and credited are recorded.